Okay, everyone. In our previous videos, we made some games, like for example, rock paper scissors, the number guessing game, and Hangman, I believe.
Flashback.
Okay, I'm just gonna check now. Yeah, I also took the liberty of adding another game, the die guessing game. I'll go into it a little later, but our main objective is to explain this game engine that I made. So first we'll start with these, the header files. So include IO stream. This is the most basic of all. Almost every code has one of these, especially, and also string. Include string. We all know that include string means that we can use the string function, and also vectors. Yes. So vectors are like something different. Think of vectors as like uh, like like a data library where you can store your data. Now, you may see these two. These two are familiar. I've used them a lot in my previous codes. Just check the link in the bio to rewatch some of those videos if you want. So basically this is CSTD lib or library, and this stores the random functions. Well, it stores more than that, but we are using this to store some random functions, and we partner it with ctime. So every second the um, random generated things change every second every second of every run, so it won't always be the same on every one. Sure, it will pick random things, but every run that we do, it will always be the same three random, or like the same random functions that we generated with cstd lib. So it's important that we have seed time to seed and generate more random functions and random values every single second. Of course, C math, it's self-explanatory. It includes math plus addition, multiplication. We need that, so in order we can do the math in doing our high scores in the high scores menu. And also over here, this is a bit advanced because in our previous codes we have never encountered um, classes before, public and private, and the base class or the parent class, and other stuff. So especially this one, virtual void. We haven't used virtual void yet. We only used void, but we haven't gone through these kinds of things yet. And in this video, I'll be teaching you and explaining to you how it works in our code. So, anyways, let's start. Oh, as you might be wondering, where is the starting line for all codes, like integer main, like for example? Well, as you can see over here, integer main is here at the bottom. Now you must be wondering, why is it at the bottom? Well, the whole purpose of integer main here is to use the methods and the values inside these classes will go on about classes later. I'll go deeper in that later. So basically here, integer main, the game engine, and here our games here are here, and it's at last because think of it as like this. The reason we have like vector here because these these are like stored in the data library of the vectors, and then later when we're gonna use it, integer main will pull out those values and methods and like these things. It will pull out it later when we like do some choices like one for rock paper scissors, or like perhaps five for high scores. So that's why integer main is at like the very last, but we can also make it at the very top over here. We can also put it here in at the first line of codes, but um our C++ compiler will have a hard time in translating that code because it will have to learn the different games and values inside the code over here, while at the same time pulling those values so we can use it. So it will have a hard time generating. So to make it easier, we can just add it at the end. I've seen some coders do this, and some other coders do this, and it's actually a good method of like making it easy for the compiler to translate it into modern English like this. Okay, so I'll run this first, as you can see. So here, yeah, we have game engine menu and our options. So here, think of C++ is a object-oriented program language. So which means it is divided into class and orders. Now, as you can see, we have class over here. So think of class as a like a way to like divide the different codes. Like for example, here we have different kinds of games like rock paper scissors, hangman, number guessing games. Yeah, we have um, different games in here. So think of class as in like a way to like make it in order and divide it, so we won't have like a hard time in like understanding the code. So here, in classes we have public and private, and we also have base classes. So base classes are like um, these are called the parent class, and the other classes here are called the derived class or the child class. So for a better understanding, I've researched about it here in this tab. Okay, so here, base class, it's a class which properties are inherited. So think of it as like the original class, and the derived class, like I told you, is known as the child class, and it's well, it's a class where which is inherited from the base class, which is the original one. So everything will be inherited from the parent class. It's also called the superclass, by the way, for any of those nerds that want to correct me. So here's the syntax for it, as you can see. But like I told you, think of base class as the original, and derived class, it's like a variant of it, or at least that's my understanding. Okay, here, so we have yeah, when you have integer high score, as always, you already know what int is, and we have game string n, name, and high score. So here, this is where we'll get into it. So here, of course, game string, it will call out the name of the game that we're playing, but we'll focus more importantly on here on high score. So this is what is called a constructor. Now this constructor will be over here will be called into any game that we start. So basically, what constructors do is they run and are called to every class that makes something new. Like for example, over here we have see out this rock, see out this paper, see out these scissors, and it will be called every time something new is generated. And as always, it will be 0. The high score will start with 0, so we won't have any problems with it. Like for example, we ran like a lot of games of rock paper scissors, and then our high score is just adding up and adding up, but we keep losing and losing, but the high score reads it as a win and keeps winning and winning. And also, so um in my understanding of a high score, it will only be counted as a high score if you don't leave the game. So if you leave the game, then that's the end of your high score, and it will start a new high score in this number guess in this like other game. Let's say you play rock paper scissors and you had a high score of 5. Now you go to number guessing game, and in the number guessing game you have a high score of 6. Now when you go back to rock paper scissors, your high score will reset to 0. But don't worry, in the high score menu it will show your high score as 5, but in the rock paper scissors over here it will read high score as 0, so you'll start a new high score, and it will only change if you have a higher high score than what you had previously. So over here, virtual void. Okay, now let me explain what are virtual voids. So basically, virtual voids over here, it's a bit hard to explain, but what this means is virtual void play equals 0, which means that every class and every game over here, it is forced to like show a complete process of the game over here, of like how it works and stuff. And same thing over here with the show rules. Basic same thing. It's forced to like it's forced to show the rules and stuff. Like, let me show you in this run over here of rock paper scissors. Okay, now if I pick rock paper scissors, see here, it's forced to say this. Okay, now if I put 1 for rock, see, it's forced to say all of this. Now after over here, yeah, in the void show rules, it's supposed to say rules for, and then the name of the game, and blank blank blank. Yes, there. And here, let's go to the, and also over here we have public, And there's another name of the class called private, but I didn't include it here, I think. But anyways, here, uh, the difference of public and private is public can be applied to all parts of the code or all parts of the classes over here. So um, whatever happens here can be applied to the other class which controls the other part of this game. So anyways, yes. And then private is um, it, whatever happens inside the class stays in the class. That's what a private class means. So over here we'll start with this. Okay, game rock paper scissors, void display. So you already know what void is, but as a recap, void is a function that um, does not like display a value or return a value, and you think of it as like a keyword. It works well with vectors because void is like a keyword, like void display RPS. This is the keyword, and when you um, think of void as like a string, but multi-purpose. Now over here, void display RPS. Display RPS is the keyword, so it will become int choice. So over here, integer choice, we made a new integer named choice, and we have a lot of if-else statements over here. So if your choice is 1, as you can see over here, choose 1 rock. So if you choose 1, you pick rock, and yada yada. I already explained this in my rock paper scissors video, so I won't go in depth in this. Okay, and we also have void play, another keyword, and override. So basically like override over here. What override does is it's like literally overrides. It literally overrides the classes over here. So while true integer integer player, okay, computer, our player, that's us, the computer, that's the AI. I call it an AI, but it's more of like decisions and stuff. So cout /n means inline, which means whatever comes after the /n will become will move to the new line. I don't know if you got any of that, but let's move on. So cout choose 1 equals rock. So we have this, and cin player, whatever we input, that is the decision for the player. Okay, and like in my rock paper scissors video, I explained this part, but as a recap, I'll explain it again. So our computer, which is an integer, our AI, will pick a random number from 0 to 2. So think of this format is as a formula for random values. You could also just you could edit it and such, but this is the formula. I'd like to think of this as the formula for random values. So here, so how this works is, first you get your number, and your number must be one more than the number you're trying to like give off. So but the computer reads this as 0. The computer starts with 0, not a 1. So if you do this with so if you, how you understand this is the computer will pick a random number from 0 to 2, not 3, only 2, because think of it as like minus 1. So it'll pick a random number from 0 to 2, and this percentage sign is the percentage sign shows like the remainder of 3. So like for example 1 divided by 3, um, the remainder is 0 point something something plus 1, and no wait, no, 1 divided by 3 is 1. 1 divided by 3 the remainder of that is 1 plus 1, which is 2. And then if we do that with a 0, if the computer picks 0 as a random value, so 0 divided by 3, remainder is 0 plus 1 is 1, which means 1 means the rock, so which means the computer chose rock. So in this case over here 3 is scissors, so in this situation the computer randomly picked the number 2 over here because it's 0 to 2, so then it picked the last option. So the computer picked 2. 2 divided by 3, the remainder is 2 plus 1 is 3, and as you can see the computer chose 3, and 3 equals to scissors, so the computer picked scissors. Okay, and that's just a little recap to our game over here. So by the way, what I did here is like copy and paste the codes in my other different games, and basically like modified some things that would result to an error. So I modified some of that so it won't result to an error. So class, now we have a new class called the number guessing game. I called it the guess game. GG for any of those gamers. So public, so we made it as a public game, a public class. We made a new public called game. So our class over here, guess game, and then colon game called the number guessing game. Oh, I forgot to put number guessing game. Doesn't matter. So let me run this again. Now as you can see, we have number guessing game over here. Now look. Now as it says over here, guess a number between 1 and 10. In my old version it was 1 to 100, but I made it 1 to 10 because I wanted to give some mercy, not just to any players that would want to play this game, but to myself also, because I really want to like get a high score of like guessing the correct number in one try. But in guessing, in my old guessing game, which is 1 to 100, that was a bit difficult because my odds of having that was literally 1 in 100. So it'll take me like 100 tries to get a guaranteed win. So I just made the limit a little smaller. So it's also it will be more fun, way more fun. So recap here as runtime. This is what I told you about in CSTD lib or library, and ctime, where CSTD lib um, is RNGers seeded by ctime. So every second, we get our new random values. So here we go. As runtime, this is the formula for what I told you with the relationship of ctime and CSTD lib or library. So time, this is the format or formula. While true, we did this loop, a while loop. Now integers secret, and like I told you again, this formula, this format, like I told you, format for random numbers. I won't go in depth in that because I already explained it. And we have an integer named guess and an integer named tries, and they both equal to 0. Okay, now over here we have if statements. If guess is equal to secret, then cout correct, and of course the tries. So let's do that. Oh, and also if else, then integer diff and integer bars equals abs and guess minus secret. So I'll go in depth in that in a little bit, but first let's try out this game. So I'll do 5. Oh, it says too low. See, like I told you in the else part. See, and this is like the same as my old game. Actually, I think a bit exactly same, but yeah. Now let's try to do this. Let's try to play first. 3. Oh, let's do 9. Too high. 8. Too high. Let's do it 6. Correct. So try. So here, like I told you, it put out my tries over here, and there's a play again over here. Y or N, yes or no, but I'm not focused over here. So over here, I'm like ignore this for a while. That's a bit difficult over here, but let's go over here for a while. So over here we have cout guess. If guess is less than secret, and we have this question mark over here. Now this question mark, this is not an ordinary question mark. I'll show you what the meaning of this real quick. So this over here, this is an oh, okay. Cut this part of the video, please. Cut this part, please. Okay. So over here, where was I? Oh, yeah. Cut this part, please. You know what? I'm just gonna pause for a bit. Okay, so never mind these two because they're not that important. So over here, cout guess is less than secret, and we have this symbol. Now, this is not a question mark. This is what is called the conditional operator. And I have an example right here. So the conditional operator is used in C or C++, and basically what conditional the conditional operator does is it's like if else statements. So over here, guess is less than secret, and then it will do the opposite of this, so it'll become guess is greater than secret. So if guess is less than secret, it will say too low. Otherwise it will say too high if guess is greater than secret. So that's something in the code that I modified. So okay. Now here we go. I believe, yeah. I also added some additions to the Hangman game, because in my previous Hangman game it didn't really had a hangman. Just like it's basically number guessing game, but word guessing game. So here now we have our strings. Now take note, we can input a lot of strings in just one line of code. If you just put like these I forgot what these are called, but and then after enclose it with one of these things, you add a comma to it, and you do it in the same thing, and then you just enclose it in a brace, parentheses, or bracket or something. I used a parentheses for this one, and it worked. So in my other games I've used like a parentheses for this one, so it works. So it can also work with parentheses. And yes, integer. So this is integer wrong. So this is basically what will happen if you got it wrong. These are what will happen. We'll go into that in depth in that later. So same thing. We override over here. They override. I told you that earlier before. We have srand time. Same thing. And we have vector string. I told you here vector. Vector is like the recap. Vector is like the data library. So this is the data library or string words. The data library over here are these words. I just picked some simple words because who really would like want to guess out the word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or like words like pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis and that. So I just picked some simple words. String words. Okay, here same format with the random over here. So words word dot size, string display word dot size. So this is the same thing for like the random values, but only we replace it with this string called words dot size. And okay, basically, so over here, let's move over here. While display is not equals to word, and wrong is less than 6. So basically over here, the display does not equal to the words. Was a random here. So let's say I pick the AI picked randomly picked apple. Okay, randomly picked apple. And if it is not equal to our word and it's just full of underscores, then it will keep making you guess until it reaches 6, because you only have 6 lives left. Because if we count this, 1 2 3 for etc etc. You can see it's only 6 and we only have 6 lives because, well, the hangman only has like 6 body parts or something. Yeah, so let's try it with this one. Let's play hangman, and as you can see we only have 6 lives for the hangman. See, we already have this pole where he will hang and stuff. Okay, let's guess a letter. I don't know which one of these words it picked, but I'm gonna go with A. It's the most rational one. Oh, then it must. If it doesn't have the A, then it must mean it's cherry, guys. So yeah, as you can see, wrong guess. We only have 6 lives. So I'll try to get it wrong so you can see what I mean. Just put some random letters. Oh, that was wrong. That was correct. Okay, here I put a wrong letter. So we have this, and we have we already used 2 out of 6 lives we already have. So let's keep doing that. As you can see, the more wrongs we have, the more body parts increases. There we go. We're onto our last life. Now it says over here less than 6 because if it is not 6, then it will do something else. I believe I'll find it here later. But okay, see and guess. Bool found equals false. Bool is for true or false things. Now we have it here integer I. This is like what I call in math, like what we call in math, like variables. So our I will start off as 0. Now I is less than word size. So word size is every letter in this word. So if I have apple, we have 1 2 3 4 5. The word size is 5, and it will replace those 5 letters with 5 underscores. So let's say I have apple, which has the word size of 5, and it will just do I plus plus. If I plus plus meaning it will just keep adding and adding and adding until we finish the word. Okay, so if word I guess this way, guess found true. Yeah, there you go. If not found, then wrong plus plus. So if we make a mistake over here, so this is still inside this while loop over here. So while this while loop over here represents what will happen if you get it correct. And since it has like if statements, it's still connected over here. It's still connected, as you can see. It's connected to this brace. So this will keep continuing until we use 6 of our lives. So it will start your bool found will start as false, and then as time goes on, if you get it right, it will become true. So this is for if you get it right. Okay, and this is for when you get it wrong. So if not found, the exclamation point in C++ means not, like not equals, like I showed you earlier, like this. See, it means not equal. So wrong plus plus, it will keep adding to our wrong. So if it's wrong, then we will add wrong over here. It's still part of this one. So let's say I got it wrong. So our wrong will become yeah, will become 1 like this one. And if I got it wrong again, it will increase, which will become 2, and so on and so forth until we reach 6, or when we finally finish the word. So displaying Hangman wrong. Okay, this is our display Hangman is our void. Okay, display Hangman is our void, and inside is the wrong. If display is equals word, so this will what will happen if you got the word correct. Display meaning our hidden word, or like yeah, and our word here. So take note. This means that if we complete this missing word over here with like this fill in the blanks thingy, then it will print out, you guessed it, over here, and the word was, let's say the word was banana. So it will say, you guessed it, the word was banana. And then high score plus plus. So in our high score, it will add 1 if you got it correct, but this will only be for every session. Okay, and then else, if if it is not complete and you used all of your 6 lives, then it means you lost. Same thing, the word was banana. And of course we'll do see out play again, so we don't have to keep continuing entering into number guessing game. Every session of rock paper scissors, we don't have to keep re-entering, and instead we'll just be asked for if we want to continue playing Y or N. And if again Y, and here, yeah, let's do it again. Okay, now here is for our die guessing game. Now this is the new game that I made. Yeah, I believe this is the new game. Yeah, die guessing. Okay, here, so like I told you, this is our vector constant. Okay, meaning constant meaning you cannot change it. You cannot change the values of this of this um, of this vector over here, or this data library that we have. Okay, integer and then dice. Okay, this is string, the faces, so this will account for every it will count 6 over here, 1 6, and then 2 6, and so on and so forth. So we have 6 faces. Okay, remember that, faces of our dice. This, remember that. Okay, integer d dice, see out faces d minus 1. Okay, so we'll ignore this for a moment. Okay, we'll be here. Same thing, override as runtime. I already told you this. Okay, this is self-explanatory. This is already like self-explanatory. Okay, let's go into here because I believe you need more explaining over here. So vector integer dice for integer I equals 0, same thing, I plus plus. So basically okay, it's random, so this will generate first and the random number. Okay, now vector guesses okay, it will first predict the numbers for each dice. So um, we will first enter how many dice you want to roll. Let's say I want to roll 3 dices. I believe that's the plural form of dice or something. Yeah, so okay, now let's try that first. Let's try this die guessing game first, so you'll get what I mean. So 4. Now see how many dice you do you want to roll. Now I'll put 0 to exit, by the way. So if I put 0 over here, then I will go back to the main menu. So okay, over here, so die guessing game. How many dice you want to roll? Let's say I want 3 dice. Okay, now over here we have 6 die faces, so we have only 1 to 6, and that is the code for this one, 1 to 6. This is the code for this one. Like I told you, this 6 over here will be -1, and over here. Okay, now for die 1. So over here, this will like automatically like read for how many dices we want. So I wanted 3 dices to roll, so the number of dice is I plus plus. So we have 1 die, and then the next will be dice 2. This is die 1, and the other will become die 2, and the other will become die 3. That's the explanation for num dice, number of dice, I plus plus. Okay, this is just for the random one, and this is like the code for like what random number we will get when we roll the dice. So here, integer guesses num dice, number of dice. Okay, now over here, so I told you this is the code for die 1, die 2, die 3, and so on and so forth, how many dices you guessed. So over here, and see out dice rolled. Okay, this is not important because this is self-explanatory. You beginners will already know what this means. Integer, correct. Okay, we'll go back to I again, and same thing, I plus plus. So this will account for how many dices how many dices. I don't know. I'll just call them dices. You can correct me in the comments if you want, for any of those grammar nerds over there. I bet you guys are using Grammarly or something. Okay. Wait, cut that part of the video, please. I might get sued by Grammarly themselves. Also cut that other part too. In fact, just cut every part where I said a sentence that I'll get probably be sued on. Okay. So if guesses I equals die I correct plus plus. So the number of correct we add 1 point to our score. We don't have like any of those like minus here because this is a guessing game. Okay, so we have C out. You guess correct. How many correct over here? We don't have like any wrongs over here because like I told you, this is a guessing game. So there's no really wrong integers here. So and also if we get it correct, we also add points to our high score. And same thing if you wanna play again, if it's y, then just enter. It will loop again. Okay, now we finally got to our game engine over here. Now this is the code for our game engine. Now over here, as you can see, we have private class over here for like what I was talking about. Okay, now private over here, the only private thing that we set over here is vector game plus gives. Basically, this is the code to like store our game datas, or like the functionalities of our games. Okay, we have public. Now we return to public over here. We have void add game times g games that pushback. This is not really that important. I don't really want to explain this because I cannot really put it into words in how I cannot really put it into like beginner words and how to do it. This is like a bit advanced. Okay, and okay, void show menu while true, see out game engine menu, as you can see. And over here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, this is not really necessary. But this code over here will just is responsible for this menu over here. It's responsible for like controlling this menu over here. So if I like if I entered 1, then I'll go to the rock paper scissors game, and so on and so forth. And void show high scores is still here. Oh, and also if we over here, if choice equals 0, we'll break, and then we'll end the game, this engine main menu thing. Oh, and also here I told you, like I told you earlier, the int main, why we added it here at the bottom. But just a refresher, we added the int main here because you can think of these games over here as like the datas and stored values, and the int main is the tools that will like use the stored data and play it over here on the screen. And if we put it here on top, which is possible, but it will be a bit difficult for the C++ compiler because it will have to learn all of these new data while trying to display this to us. So it will have a hard time like translating it into English. So here the game engine dot add game. Oh, by the way, this is like this is not like a string or anything. This is something more advanced. This is one of the things that I can't really tell you, that this is like this is not like something for like beginners and stuff. You could go ahead and watch tutorials or videos on how to understand this. To be honest, that's the whole reason how I was able to like code all of this in this game engine. But yes, so if you have really any questions at all, just leave a comment. And if you want to like go further in depth in these games, I have provided links for my videos down in the either in the comments or in the bio of this video. Okay, so I hope you at least understand or learn something from this video, and I believe that is all. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm gonna say that cringe thing that all YouTubers say. So please like and subscribe, and okay, hit hit the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that will be. And cut.